Hey, it's Chris Jericho from Fozzy and the AEW World Champion, Le Champion, and you're listening to, it's called the Hard Drive Radio Anything Chat with Lou Brutus, great guy, and you've sent in your questions, and now I'm going to answer them for you. Starting with Jen from Jacksonville, Florida. Did you ever go out for Halloween in your dad's hockey uniform? Pretty lame. I mean, would you ever go out on Halloween as your dad if he's like a plumber or something? I was always more into going out. I went through a huge Kiss phase where I went as Paul Stanley a bunch of years, and then I went as Vinnie Vincent one year, where people still thought I was Paul Stanley. No, it's Vinnie Vincent. But the coolest one that I did was I would always go to Walgreens the day of Halloween and put together wherever I could, where I would have Crackhead, SpongeBob, Fangus Young was a good one, a vampire Angus Young. That was one that I really enjoyed. And then Sexy Mitt Romney was a good one. I found a French maid's outfit and a Mitt Romney mask. So ideas for Halloween for you guys. Yvonne from Nashville, will this new single be the last single before you ramp up for the new album in 2020? I don't know. Sony's kind of in charge now, and Nowhere to Run is the single as we work on the record, which is called 2020, which means it has to be out in 2020, or else that name is outdated. But I think probably in 2 or 3 months you're going to hear a new single, whether the album is finished or not. But in this day and age, it's okay. As long as you keep the ball rolling and the momentum going, I think you're going to see a lot of Fozzy upcoming until we get the record done and ready to go. Nancy from Winnipeg, my hometown, Manitoba. Saw you here last year. Great to see you again. When will you be back with either Fozzy or AEW? Very soon, hopefully. The last show we did with Fozzy sold out the Burton Cummings Theater. Great show. I know AEW would be the same, considering that myself and Kenny Omega are both from Winnipeg, so stay tuned. Melanie from Buffalo, New York. My sister was at the show in LA with Iron Maiden. How insane was that show, and what riffs from Maiden gives you chills? It was super insane, the fact that they invited us to do it. Put us right before Maiden, and we had a great show in front of a sold-out stadium. One of the best moments of our professional career. And what Maiden riffs, I mean, I love the opening riff for Power Slave. I love the riff for Book of Souls. I love the riff from Fear of the Dark. Iron Maiden, you name it. They've got so many great ones. So hopefully we get a chance to do more shows with Iron Maiden over the upcoming years. Beth from Pittsburgh, will a passport last you the whole time until it expires, or do you wear them out quickly? No, passports don't get worn out. They're not like jeans. They get holes in their pockets. Passports, they last as long as their expiry date. So if it's 10 years, I think. The only thing that happens sometimes is they get too full and you have to add additional pages if you get too many stamps. So there you go. Jenny from St. Louis, do your kids tell their friends you're a rock star world champion? I'm not sure. My kids don't really acknowledge much of my existence, of what I'm doing. Probably more for wrestling, but they also know a lot about the band too, so maybe a combination of both. Diana from Washington, D.C., your thoughts on each when I say tour buses? Amazing, but they get smelly. Fozzy merch, quality, always great designs. We put a lot of time into it. Favorite Ted Irvin hockey card? I like the early ones when he was probably 21 or 22, and there's a great one from the St. Louis Blues that says Ted Irvin, but it's got a picture of Ted Harris on it. I remember thinking, my dad sure looked different then. No, it was Ted Harris, a different guy. Cutting your hair again? Eventually, I'm sure, but no reason to right now. Shannon from Knoxville. One day I might head out on the Jericho cruise. My question is, how badass is the Y2J suite? Please wear your leather jacket with spikes to the captain's table. Well, listen, all of the cabins on the Jericho cruise are badass. The Jericho suite is amazing. It's the same suite that Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley stay in, separately, of course, when they did the Kiss cruise. But we sold out. Go to ChrisJerichoCruise.com to get on the waiting list if you still want to go. Do you remember the first concert t-shirt you bought? Mine was Iron Maiden with the Beast. Mine was Police Synchronicity album. That was the first tour that I ever saw. Police Synchronicity tour. Nicole from NYC, did your brawl at Comic-Con send the nerds running? I don't know. When Cody attacked me, I was so furious, I just ran out the back door. I didn't sign up for that. I'm sure the nerds loved it, though. Nerds love Cody. I'm getting married in a few weeks, says Gracie from Lexington. With the career you've had, what words of wisdom can you give me on being married and still chasing all your dreams? Well, don't take no for an answer. Chase your dreams. And as far as being married and staying married, the best advice I could give you is just don't get divorced. There you go. Jennifer, what are your plans for Christmas with the family? Any traditions that the kids still love as they get older? Just hanging out, being together. And it's always a great morning when you open those presents. And we separate them so that you open them one at a time, so that it's not just one big, huge, zombie attack. You get your turn, and see who gave it to you, read the card, and then you get a turn. So that way you get a little bit more chance to enjoy the gifts. What age were you that you remember standing out as a major turning point in your life? I don't know. And it's hard to say because I think 19 was big. Maybe every decade, 30, 40. Now that I'm getting close to 50, maybe those are the watermarks of your life. Do you practice self-care during concert wrestling tours? Of course. I work out every day one way or another, as you should. Maria from Toronto, if you already knew the answer, would be yes. What's the one thing you would ask for? Getting Paul McCartney on my podcast. There you go. Bailey from Atlanta, what's the best thing about being a lead singer of a rock and roll band? Singers get all the hassles. Everything. All the press. Singers get all the press. Used to be all the chicks or all the drugs. Now it's all the press. What influences your choice of stage outfit for each tour? Kiss in one form or another, and just in the advice that always look like a star. People don't want to see somebody on stage that looks like the person beside you in the crowd. So that's good advice to live by. I'll give you two more. What Halloween costume would you pick for each member of Fozzy, says Marianne from Edmonton? I think a couple of years ago we all dressed up. I dressed up as Paul Stanley. Frank, our drummer, was Peter Criss. Rich kind of wore like a stranger's mask. Billy was goth, and I can't remember somebody else. It was a Halloween show, so we actually all wore Halloween outfits, so it was fun. Can we buy a replica of your AEW belt? Josh from Denver, probably online. And do you wear it everywhere? I'm wearing it right now. You just can't see it at all times. So thanks again to the Hard Drive Radio listeners for all the great questions. The new Fozzy single is called Nowhere to Run. It's a huge success so far, already in the top 30, top 25, our fifth in a row. And thanks to our guy, Lou Brutus, one of my favorite guys to hang out with and talk to, and takes amazing pictures as well. I still love the black and white one you took in Wisconsin last year or whatever. Might actually use that as my solo album cover, if I ever do a solo album. So thanks, Lou. Thanks to Hard Drive. And thanks to all of you for sending in questions and for checking out Nowhere to Run.